Good morning, everyone. Hey, it's Saturday morning. It's cold and wet outside, and it's a perfect day for a great cup of coffee. So people are always asking me, "Hey, Mike, how do you make that awesome, tasting, delish, slow pour over coffee?" Well, you're lucky today because I'm going to show you. So today, it always starts out with the perfect coffee bean. So today I'm going to use some local roast coffee from Chocolate Fish Coffee Roasters. They're located over here. They have a downtown location on 3rd and Q and 2940 Freeport Boulevard in Land Park. I am not sponsored by Chocolate Fish, but I'm a big fan of them. This one today is the Los Popitos Honduras bean, and it is delish. So I thought I'd use that today. Today I'm going to use the Chemex coffee system. This is a great product for slow pour over, and I'll show you how to use that. And here we go. Now, the first step in the slow pour over process is to heat that water up to a perfect level. For slow pour over coffee, between 195, 198 is definitely is my go-to temperature. But it's important to have a good kettle where you can have that this directional spout, and that's important in slow pour over, and I'll show you in a minute why that is so. So let's start off by heating the water first. All right, again, here we go. We just start the machine. I have it already preset to 198. So what it's going to do is it'll just the heat will turn on and it'll creep up to 198. And when that's done, we'll pull that off and we will start brewing our coffee. So the next step is to grind the beans. Again, today I'm using some fresh roasted beans from Chocolate Fish Coffee Roasters, a local roasters, and they're fantastic. So let's go for it. Now it's important to use a scooper or something that measures how much you're going to actually be using, because that's important on the balance of the water and the bean. Hey, look at this one, Pete's Coffee and Tea. This is each scoop is 2 tablespoons. So shout out to my cousin Mallory who gave me this thing. This is awesome. It makes life a lot easier. So I use a Magic Bullet as a grinder. There's awesome coffee grinders out there, and it's important to get the right grind, but this works for me every day. It's just nice and simple. But yeah, if you can invest in a good grinder, and that way you can control the grind size and all that stuff. There's different grind sizes for different ways to make coffee. So this one works for me. So we'll do that today. Alright, so I took it off the blender and I'm going to take a peek. So let's see what we got here. You want your coffee grind, at least for slow pour over specifically, to be like a sugar-like granules. So this is too big. The beans are not grounded enough, so I'm just going to simply put it back in the grinder. Alright, let's see now what the grind looks like. Okay, that's much better. You can see the grind is much finer, more so like sugar. Probably some bigger pieces in there, but I'll probably just hit it for 2 more seconds and we're ready to pour. All right, now with this Chemex system, you got to use their filters, and they're just specifically made for this pour over system. So it's pretty simple. It comes in these folded packets, and you just basically open them up and put them in the Chemex. Now, when you open them up, there's 2 sides. One side's got a double fold, and one's just a single. The key is to put the double fold where this pour spout area is. So put that in there. Now, as you can see, our water is now the perfect temperature. So the first step in the Chemex system is you take that water and you pre-wet the filter. And basically, there's 2 things that happens here. It's taking the woody taste out of that paper filter. It's also and so I guess maybe 3 steps. It's also sealing this area right here to the to the glass, the filter to the glass, and it is warming the bowl up, so it's perfect temperature. This looks like one of those things you find in a chemistry lab, and that's why they call it the Chemex, because some chemist designed it, and he's got the perfect system, perfect process. Heats the bowl up so it's a perfect temperature, so when it's dripping, the cold doesn't take away from the coffee that's going down in there and affecting the taste. So anyway, all right. So what I did is before I start the pour over, I emptied out that the water that we had put in there to kind of preheat the bowl and to cleanse the filter. Now I got your beans, and you just put them in the filter as so. And basically what you do, the first important step is the bloom. It's the first pour. So you basically just kind of soak your beans. You're not putting a lot of water in there, and you can tell that with my directional spout what I'm doing here. I'm hitting all the dry areas, and it's a 30-second bloom. So a lot of people put a timer on for 30 seconds, but you'll see the actual beans. I kind of ruined it right there, but they'll actually bloom. Okay, so kind of puffs up like a brownie almost, and what's happening is you can see those bubbles. All the carbon dioxide, the CO2, is escaping from the coffee beans itself. So when you grind it, there's still some gases in there, and when you put the water in there, it escapes. So you wait for that 30-second bloom. Boom, you got a little bit coming out here, but no big deal. That's the way it works. And you wait 30 seconds. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds. You can see the grounds have puffed up a little bit. If I let it go, that first pour, you'll see it significantly more in that bloom process. But it's definitely puffed up. And now what we do is the second pour. So you can use that directional spout again, and you're just going to pour over and hit all those areas right there, and you kind of stop. And you just let it go. You let it process. Let it filter. And when it gets low again, you basically hit all the dark areas, and you just kind of go for it. And you know what? You just enjoy the process. It's a slow, kind of Zen-like deal. You definitely not doing this when you're rushing to go to work. But I promise you, this process right here, it's kind of enjoyable, and the cup of coffee that you make is going to be phenomenal. And you'll always want to be making this kind of coffee. So yeah, just be patient with it and enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. That's the biggest thing. Enjoy the moment. Now there's one detail on this Chemex system, and everyone's asking, well, how do you know how much water to put and all that stuff? If you look on the Chemex website, and if you talk to Serious Coffee baristas and folks like that are really into it, they actually weigh the beans versus how much water. They weigh the water as how much is going to go in there. I've just used kind of the way, just playing around with it, the different ratios, the ratio that I like, the flavors that I like. So basically this little nub right here will tell you that you're halfway. And I believe it's 2 cups of coffee right here. I'll go a little bit higher, so I will make 3 cups of coffee. So that's my kind of bean to water ratio, and it works for me. But play around with it. That's the fun thing about pour over coffee and just learning how to do it. You get to really discover new tastes, discover what you like. Each bean has different flavors. So this one actually in the dish is a Pete's holiday blend. But the ones that I'm bringing today is like a medium roast, and it is delicious. Both of these are delicious. Shout out to my cousin Mallory, who manages a Pete's Coffee, and she gives me the hookup. She gives me the hookup. So thanks, Mallory. You're awesome. You can tell. Look at this beautiful color of the coffee. It's just that Zen-like experience of pour over. So yeah. All right, brews up. I basically just yanked the filter off the top of the Chemex and threw it in the trash, and it's go time. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful cup of coffee. I wish you could smell this. It is fantastic. And there you go. Here's your slow pour over. Well, there you go, everyone. There's your slow pour over coffee tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell so that you won't miss any future content. And give me a like if you like this video. I'm going to be putting together a lot more content. So I hope you learned a little something this morning, and enjoy some slow pour over soon. Give it a shot, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. All right, have a good morning. That's a good coffee.